So hey, how's it going? Hope everyone's having a fantastic week. I know I'm gonna have a good one. We're packing up right now to head to the woods for our annual fishing trip. Dry fly fishing is one of my passions in life, and Maine offers excellent opportunity for dry fly fishing. Our deer camp week, Thanksgiving week, and this fishing trip are two trips out of the year that really get me excited. It's just like a kid during Christmas time. You know, if you remember back when you were 12 years old, how you felt Christmas morning. As an adult, these are two things that kind of get me excited in the same sense. So, you know, this is something I've done year in and year out as a kid, and these are traditions that are near and dear to my heart. Maine is unique in that it has a lot of different bodies of water with native brook trout that have never been stocked. And, you know, as a kid, I guess I took it for granted. I didn't realize, I thought everyone went out and caught wild brook trout across the country. You know, it's obvious that's not the case. So Maine is unique in that more than any other state that has historic populations of native wild brook trout, Maine has more intact watersheds with populations of wild brook trout than any other state along the East Coast, ranging all the way down to Georgia. I think there's about 16 states that are known for historically having native populations of wild brook trout. In Maine in itself think about that, Maine in itself has more than twice the number of intact watersheds than all those other states combined. So these are bodies of water that have never been stocked. They have pure strains of native wild brook trout. So Maine is wicked unique. A lot of bodies of water in this state. A lot of places to fish. And there's a few tips and tricks you can use to help identify what might be a good trout pond to fly fish, and what might hold some big fish and be fantastic fishing. In a state like Maine that has vast wilderness, vast opportunities to fish, it can be sometimes like you're looking for a needle in a haystack. There's four main things that I do to try to identify a pond or a stream that might be good fishing. So number one is I'll get the rule book out. If I'm looking at a pond that I want to fish, I'll get the rule book out, look at the regs. And oftentimes, you know, if it's highly restricted, if it's like artificial lures, even better if it's fly fishing only, that gets my attention. What are the length limits? If it's a pond that has a minimum length limit of 18 inches, you know it probably holds some trophy brook trout. Not necessarily that you're going to catch them, but there's a reason why there's a minimum length limit of 18 inches. So first and foremost, you know, look at the regs. Those can be good indicators as to it may hold some large fish, may not be a lot of fish, but you have a potential to catch a trophy brook trout. So the second thing that I'll do is I'll get the gazetteer out, I'm going through it, and I'll see how remote the pond is. What is the remoteness of this pond or this body of water that I want to fish? If I can find a body of water that is a long ways from a road, you have to hike in, remote access, that right there is going to limit the number of people that are going to go fish it, and that potentially could be good fishing. A remote pond, something that's hard to get to, difficult to get to, you may have to hike in, and then you combine that with strict regulations, so now you're coming up with a good plan for some good fishing and potentially catching some large fish. The third thing I can suggest is talk to people. In my profession, I work with the general public. You know, a lot of the people that I see on a day-to-day basis are avid fishermen, are good fishermen. You know, you get to know them, you talk to them, they'll share stuff with you. Biologists, game wardens, stuff like that, pick their brains. They'll share with you, you know, what are some places that they're catching fish, what are some places that are historically good, some places that are historically good fishing. Kind of give you another little resource to use to help pick a good pond or stream to go fishing. So the fourth thing I could suggest doing is pay attention. If you're out in the woods, if you're in some of these remote areas, and you happen to notice that maybe there's a local guide or a local sporting camps that are continuously visiting a spot, and you see that vehicle parked out there, there's a reason why they're bringing their sports there, and it's not because it's poor fishing. Also, if you're out and about like deer hunting, we've come across some remote beaver ponds, remote streams. Mark those on our GPS and kind of paid attention to those. Even though we're deer hunting, there was one in particular, there was an old beaver shed. I think it was a series of 3 beaver ponds that my father had tracked a buck across in middle of nowhere, and he marked it on the map. And then that following summer, we hiked in and fished it. And, you know, this place has probably never been fished. And I mean, we caught a ton of brook trout. Nothing very big, but man, you could catch brook trout till you're blue in the face. And you know, they're just little beautiful native Maine brook trout. So pay attention to where other people are fishing, and pay attention to your surroundings other times of year when you're not fishing. Maybe you're out hunting. you come across something, and just mentally note it, mark it on a map, mark it on your GPS or on Onyx. So yeah, I was getting some stuff ready, packing up for next week, and just wanted to share some tips and tricks. The uniqueness of Maine. Just wanted to share with you the number of watersheds that Maine has that has native wild brook trout in them. It's something unique to the eastern seaboard, something unique to the lower 48 states. You know, and it's an opportunity that if you're in Maine, it's right on your back doorstep. The opportunity's right there. So yeah, it's gonna be a good week. Looking forward to it. I guess, yeah, I'll be gone this week, and I guess I'll share with everyone probably next week just how our fishing trip went. So looking forward to it. Hope everyone has a good week, and till next time, get outside. It's good for the soul. See ya.